Hi guys, welcome to the second part of large animal anesthesia. Today we will be knowing the paravertebral anesthesia, epidural anesthesia, also a technique that is antegrade anesthesia. Okay, first let us come to the paravertebral anesthesia. Paravertebral anesthesia means you have to block the spinal branches of last thoracic. I say last thoracic means if any animal, suppose camel, the camel has 12 ribs, okay, so 12 thoracic vertebra, the last thoracic nerve will be T12. But in case of large animal, that is in a cattle, there are 13 thoracic vertebrae, so you have to block the T13 nerve, okay. That is why last thoracic and first lumbar, second lumbar nerves, spinal nerves, L1, L2, okay. For this paravertebral anesthesia, there are two techniques known as proximal paravertebral anesthesia and distal paravertebral anesthesia. Okay, first let us know what is proximal paravertebral anesthesia. You see T13, where the last rib attaches, is T13. Next is L1, L2, L3. These are the horizontal process. Okay, this is vertical process. The horizontal process increases towards the L6. Okay, this was smallest, then little higher, then it will go on increasing the horizontal process. You see, this is T13 vertebra. So to adjust it to T13 vertebra, the caudal to T13 vertebra, there will be T13 nerve. T13 spinal nerve has two branches, dorsal branch and ventral branch. The dorsal branch which goes above the transverse process. You see, above the transverse process of L1. Similarly, for L1 nerve will pass through L2. L3 for L2 it will pass through L3 and L4. Okay. Next, how to give the proximal paravertebral anesthesia. I find this proximal paravertebral anesthesia easier than distal one. I will explain why. You see, for proximal vertebral anesthesia, first you have to feel the last rib. Okay, last rib and the horizontal process of L2, because it is so small that you can't find the horizontal process of L1. Okay, so what you have to do, you find the L2, the horizontal process of L2, you find T13. This distance you divide in two equal parts. Okay, you divide into two. In between these two, you deposit here 2 to 5 centimeter from the spine. Okay, this is dorsal view, you can understand here. 2 to 5 centimeter from the spine, you have to deposit 5 to 10 ml of lignocaine hydrochloride. See here. Okay, I will give a stab. And I will push the skin slightly, because skin is flexible. I will push and deposit 5 ml. I will remove the needle. Okay, half needle. Then I will deposit another 5 ml. Okay, dorsal and ventral branch. Here you see it is here. Okay, 2 to 5 centimeter from the spine. Here I will stab. Then I will slightly push, because skin is flexible. I will slightly push towards the abdomen. Then I will push. I will deposit 5 ml. Then I will retract back my needle. At half length, I will give another 5 ml of lignocaine hydrochloride. This is for T13 nerve. Similarly, you have to do for L1. For L1, between the L1 and L2. For L2, between the L2 and L3. These three are the sites for proximal paravertebral nerve block. You can see I have uploaded a ruminotomy video. I did that ruminotomy operation in paravertebral anesthesia. Okay, in paravertebral anesthesia is so good, you will feel like the abdomen is hanging from the spine. It will become very, very loose. Okay, you can see in that video how loose it is. Even if you will inverted, I will discuss inverted L block, you won't find that kind of anesthesia, that kind of relaxation, muscle relaxation. In case of paravertebral anesthesia, you find very good relaxation. Okay, now again I will revise it. For T13, between T13 and L1, For L1 between L1 and L2, for L2 between L2 and L3. You have to deposit whole needle length. You have to deposit at a depth of whole needle length 5 ml, then at half needle length you have to deposit 5 ml, total 10 ml. Okay, here you can understand, here you have to push it, and at the whole needle length you have to deposit 5 ml, at half needle length you have to deposit another 5 ml. Okay, now the distal paravertebral anesthesia. In distal paravertebral you have to deposit the lignocaine hydrochloride dorsal and ventral to the horizontal process. Okay, here for T13 you have to deposit dorsal to the horizontal process of L1 and ventral to L2, L1, ventral of L1. Then for L1 you have to deposit dorsal side of wing of L2 and ventral side. For L2 you have to deposit on L4. Okay, because the L2 nerve passes so close to spinal, then it becomes slightly accessible over L4. That is why you have to give a L4. Here you can understand better. You see, you will place your needle just close to the horizontal, the wing of L1, deposit 5 ml, then below. You see, this is, if this is the wing, you have to deposit 5 ml in a fan shape manner like this. Then insert the needle below the horizontal process, then deposit 5 ml. Okay, but this is why this is difficult. You see, finding the wing of L1 is difficult. Okay, so how we are supposed to deposit the 5 ml above the wing and below the wing? It is really difficult in field level, and only after you get expertise you can do that, but it is difficult. So better go for proximal. Similarly for L2, for L1 nerve, go over L2 wing, for L2 over L4. Okay, this is distal paravertebral anesthesia. Go for proximal, you will get very good result. Whether it is C-section, whether it is ruminotomy or cystotomy or tube cystotomy operation, anything, go for proximal paravertebral nerve block. This is very good, and you will find very good muscle relaxation. I did that ruminotomy operation for 1.5 hours. I had deposited 10, and even up to the last end of the operation, the animal didn't was not so aggressive. It was so well relaxed, and anesthesia was so well that the animal didn't show any signs of struggling or anything. Okay, you can see that video and check out. I will give you in description the link. You can check out that video. Okay. Next, after paravertebral anesthesia, we will go for epidural anesthesia. Okay, there are three types of epidural anesthesia. You see, you will in book you will find cranial anesthesia and caudal anesthesia. Some book refer lumbosacral as cranial and these two as caudal. Some refer sacrococcygeal as cranial, intercoccygeal as caudal. So do not confuse with the cranial and caudal. Simply remember lumbosacral, sacrococcygeal and intercoccygeal. Intercoccygeal is between C1 C2. Here C1 C2 is not cervical vertebra but coccygeal vertebra. Okay. For epidural anesthesia, you have to give lignocaine hydrochloride 1 ml for 50 kg body weight. For 400 kg body weight, you have to give 8 ml. Okay. That is sufficient for epidural anesthesia. Now, in recent techniques, you can also use xylazine. Okay. For prolonged, suppose you are getting a dystocia case, you can imagine that it will take 1.5 hours, maybe 2 hours, because it is complicated. Mix with xylazine, you will get 2 to 2.5 hours of anesthesia, very good anesthesia. For this, there is a technique or principle. For xylazine, you calculate xylazine at a dose rate of 0.03 mg per kg body weight, and then mix with lignocaine to make volume 5 ml. For example, if it is a 400 kg cow, if I will calculate 0.03 mg per kg, it will come to 12 mg. 12 mg means I have to give 0.6 ml xylazine. Okay, 0.6 I have to make 5 ml, so 4.4 ml lignocaine will add, total will volume become 5 ml. I will give epidurally. Okay. This is for prolonged, if you want a prolonged anesthesia. Now for lumbosacral anesthesia, you have to give between the lumbar vertebra and the sacral vertebra. You see, there is a technique. You have to go for the two tuber ischia. Okay. There will be a hip bone. The two, I think tuber ischia, the bony prominences, you join the two bony prominences. Okay, the line which will intersect is the point where the lumbar and sacral vertebra will be attaching. Okay, the gap that gap, in that gap you have to give the lignocaine hydrochloride. You see, for in cattle or large animals, you have to give nearly 15 centimeter long needle is required, because that is very thick. Okay, but in case of sheep and goat, you can try this one. Okay, you can take 20 gauge needle and you simply pierce through it till a fluid appears. That is, epidural anesthesia. For epidural, you have to insert to subarachnoid space, fluid will come out, then deposit the lignocaine hydrochloride. But in case of large animal, you'll see lumbosacral is needed for a limb surgery. Suppose you are doing any amputation job, you need lumbosacral. Here comes the antegrade anesthesia. What to do? I told you 8 ml is needed for epidural anesthesia, that is sacrococcygeal mostly. 8 ml you simply give, make it 15 ml or 15 ml, make 15 ml. Okay, here between the sacrum and coccygeal, how to find this spot? You hold the needle and you move it like tube well handle. Okay, you will pump handle, you will move. The fast movable joint is the sacrum and sacrococcygeal joint. Okay, there you have to deposit 8 ml for the sacrococcygeal epidural anesthesia. Okay, but for lumbosacral in large animals, you want we don't have spinal needles, we only have 3.8 centimeter long 18 gauge needles. So here in sacrococcygeal space, you give 15 ml slightly rapidly. Okay, what you will do? The anesthetics will migrate cranially. Okay, then they will reach this to block the L6 vertebra, so L6 nerve. Here there is L6 nerve, it will block the L6 nerve, and you will get anesthesia in limbs. Okay, this is a technique in doing limb surgery. Okay, and this sacrococcygeal is for sacrococcygeal and intercoccygeal. Their function is for any gynecological intervention, like if you are doing retention of placenta case or dystocia case or any atresia ani surgery, then you have to go for sacrococcygeal or intercoccygeal. I prefer sacrococcygeal over intercoccygeal. Okay. Next, you see, slope is also important in epidural anesthesia. Not paravertebral anesthesia, but in epidural anesthesia, slope is important. Always give epidural anesthesia when the animal is standing. Okay, do not administer in while the animal is recumbency. Why? Suppose here is the spinal cord, you gave 8 ml of lignocaine hydrochloride. What will happen? Due to gravity, the anesthetics will be deposited on lower side, so the lower side will get paralyzed fast. The anesthesia of upper side will be much later. They won't even be desensitized. So always give anesthesia, epidural anesthesia while the animal is standing. Second, this slope is also important. Why? You see, you have deposited 8 ml of lignocaine hydrochloride. What will happen if this is too much slopey? The anesthesia will start migrating. Okay, if you have given suppose 10 ml, if you don't know, suppose you see there is 450 kg, you gave 10 ml of lignocaine, that will start migrating. Okay, it may reach the intercostal, the thoracic vertebra. Okay, there will be paralysis of intercostal muscles. Animal will die. Okay, and here what will happen? You have deposited 8 ml and it will migrate towards tail end. Okay, you won't achieve your anesthesia to which region you want, there will be anesthesia. Okay, so take care of these slopings even if while in recumbency. Suppose there will be some conditions, some situations where you can't leave the animal to stand on 4 legs. Okay, what you do? You keep the animal in sternal recumbency at least. Okay, then give epidural anesthesia. This is all about epidural anesthesia. I will tell you to try this paravertebral anesthesia in C sections and ruminotomy operations. This anesthesia is very good comparative to L block or T block or line block. Now I will tell you something about L block. You see the nerve T13, L1 and L2, these three nerves supply to the abdomen. Okay. That is why we are desensitizing these three nerves to achieve anesthesia and analgesia over the abdomen. So in L block is nothing block to block. Suppose this is the spinal cord. Okay, here comes T13, L1, L2. Okay, these three nerves supply to the abdomen. So inverted L block is nothing but like this. In the abdomen, you have to do this type of blockage. This is nothing but blocking T13, L1 and L2. If you are doing paravertebral anesthesia, then this is not required. Okay, you will get much more better anesthesia and analgesia than inverted L block. Now T block is nothing but this line. This is a line block actually. T block is a modification of line block. Line block is this. Only this one is line block. Okay, this one is a mix of these two is inverted L block. T block is nothing but this. You have to desensitize the incisional line also. Okay, especially for ruminotomy. Okay, you have to desensitize the incision line. This is T block. Okay, these are nothing but regional blocks. But paravertebral nerve block is much more superior to inverted L block or T block. You see, there is also some disadvantage of paravertebral anesthesia, but they are minimal. Okay, try it in field, you will get very good results. Okay, this is all about the large animal anesthesia. Apart from that, there are small topics like ring block. Okay, ring block, everyone knows what is ring block. You have to simply desensitize the nerve around any round structure. Okay, this is ring block, and this is all about large animal anesthesia. Please try this one, and while giving epidural anesthesia, take precautions of slope. Okay, this is very important. Sometimes I did mistake once. I was doing limb surgery of I think I have posted in Facebook. Limb surgery. So what I did the mistake. The animal was in lateral recumbency. I gave the antegrade anesthesia. Okay, so what happened? The lower limb got immobilized first. I was doing surgery of upper limb, so got desensitized first, but I was not achieving good anesthesia of upper limb. So that time I couldn't figure it out why this happened. Okay. So Biswadeep sir, my guide, when he saw the photos, he first tell me, "Did you give epidural anesthesia while the animalologist recommended?" Yes sir. But this was the problem. So you learn from your mistakes. Okay. So thank you very much. Please like and subscribe this video, my channel. And then in next class I will start some about pathology, and I will give a lecture on how to prepare slides, staining, getting good slides. Also some basic urine examination and FS. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.